Hey guys. Welcome to lesson 3. Some of you have already started this and you're moving along faster than I thought you would. And so here I am recording already. So thanks for making me have to work harder because you guys are working so hard. Okay, remember in this lesson what you're trying to learn is equal parts but of a whole, but instead of using the fraction strips, the papers that we used in the first lesson, now you're using models. And these are examples of models. All of these are. They are areas or shapes that have been broken into equal parts. And so we're going to look at that and we're going to do some writing on the amount of parts in each one. Number 1 was done for us. You can see they write fourths right here. The reason they wrote fourths is because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts in this shape. Again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That means it's fourths, and 2 fourths are shaded. So we're going to count the total number first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that is 8ths. So we're going to write that down. 8ths. And then we're going to come back and we're going to count how many shaded pieces we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to say that 5 eighths. Remember, this is writing in unit form. 5 eighths are shaded. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have, let's see, how many equal parts do we have? We have 1, 2, 3. 3 equal parts. So 3 is written as thirds. When you have 3 equal parts, those are thirds. And how many of those are shaded? All 3 of those. So we would say 3 thirds are shaded. Now the next ones, they're trying to trick you on this. They gave you a funny shape that you are going to do the same thing with, though, because you can look at the parts. There's a funny shape, but there's 2 equal parts. So when we have 2 equal parts, we don't say tooths, because those are the thing in your mouth. We say halves. We have 2 halves. And how many parts are shaded? Just this one. So we would say 1 half is shaded. Okay, let's move on down to the next problem. And that brings us right up to here, number 2. So we're going to circle all the shapes that are divided into equal parts. Okay, equal parts. So does this one have equal parts? Here's 1 half. Here's 1 half. They look like they're the same size. So yes, that one would be 1. The next one is, there's 1 equal part. There's 2, 3, 4. But here's the problem. If you notice right up here, this is not the same shape as this. And this, because of this corner, is not the same shape as this one. Like in this corner. So these are not equal parts because they're not all the same size. So we're going to come here. We're not going to circle that one. We'll move on to the next one. Here's 1 part, 2 parts, and 3 parts. Are they all the same size? They all look pretty much like the same size. So we're going to say this one has 3 equal parts. On the next one, we have this one, this one and this one. Are those equal shapes? Is this size equal to this size? No, this size is much smaller than this size. So those are not equal shapes. It is not a fraction because they're not equal shapes, or it's some weird fraction. So, oh, wait, I'm coloring it. Let's take that away. Don't do it. Okay, last one. Right here. Are each of these parts the same size? Do they have the same size? I would say yes, they are the same size. They all have the same size. So I see this as a pizza that's been cut up, and it has all the same size pieces, so they're equal parts. Equal pieces, equal parts. So I would definitely circle that. So those are the three I would circle. It asks you to write a sentence about what equal parts means. Don't worry about it. You can do it if you want to, but you do not need to. Moving on to number 3. It says each shape is one whole. Estimate to divide each into equal parts. Name the fractional unit below. So estimate. Estimate means we're going to get as close as we can. It's not going to be perfect. We're not going to have perfect parts, but we're going to estimate. So one way we do that is, if we remember from folding the paper, is if we fold it in half, that gives us 2 equal parts. And each of those goes in half, and that gives us 4 equal parts. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to divide each into 4 equal parts on a line. Again, we can cut the line in half. Here. And here, and that again gives us 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts. So that's cutting it into 4 parts. And this one, the circle, how do we cut circles up? We don't go like this. That is not 4 equal parts, because this part here is not the same size as this part here. This part's much bigger. So here we're going to come back and go, this is how we divide circles. Cut that half. Now we have 2 halves. And now we have 4 parts. And they're pretty equal. They're not perfect, but it's said to estimate. And so the fractional unit is fourths. Because each one of these has 4 parts. So those are fourths. Okay, number 4 is talking about each shape is one whole, and we're going to divide and shade to show the given fraction. So this one here says 1/2. So we need to shade 1/2 of this. We're going to cut it down the middle, because half means 2. Half means 2 equal pieces. Remember your tape, your fraction tape, cutting things in half means 2. And we're going to shade half of it. Oh, here we go. We're shading half of it. There we go. That's all we need to do with that. 1/6. So we need to make a 6th, which means we need 5 lines for 6 parts. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's close. Remember, we're estimating here, and it says to shade 1/6. Do we have 6 parts? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, and we're going to shade just one of those parts, and that shows us 1/6. And on this one, oh, cutting circles into thirds. You guys are going to love this one. So if we go like this, that's a half. And if we go like this, that's a quarter. Neither of those is 1/3. So we've got to back it up. Don't do that. And we're going to come down like this. And we're going to cut here, and we're going to cut here. And that is going to give us about 3 equal pieces. There's 1, 2, 3. We need to shade 1/3. We'll just shade this guy up. Doesn't have to be perfect and pretty. That is 1/3. So if you're in a group of 3 and you got a cookie and you split it into thirds, that would be equal pieces for that cookie, 1/3. Now on the next one, it says each shape is one whole. Estimate to divide each into equal parts. Do not draw fourths. Divide each whole using a different fractional unit. Write the name of the fractional unit on a line below the shape. Okay. So, we're not going to draw fourths because we've already done that earlier. But we could start with halves, 1/2. So if we divide this into 2 pieces here, we would say we have halves. Now if we move over to this line, I'm thinking that we keep it in thirds. So we would go 1, oh no, so I made a mistake. Look at the length of this. We want to try and get this into thirds, okay? Which would be 2 lines. I'm going to try and cut that into thirds. It's about 3 equal pieces. Remember, thirds means 3. And the last one, the circle, we are going to divide this. Let's start with thirds, like we did up above, but then we're going to cut each one of these pieces in half. So we would cut that in half, and that one in half, and that one in half. How many pieces do we have now? Well, let's count them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 equal pieces. That makes them sixths. We have sixths in the circle. And last, we have Charlotte wants to equally share a candy bar with 4 friends. Draw Charlotte's candy bar. Show how she can divide her candy bar so everyone gets an equal share. What fraction of the candy bar does each person receive? So we know we have Charlotte. Don't forget Charlotte. Don't divide it into 4 because it's Charlotte and her 4 friends. That gives us 5 pieces. Don't divide it into 4. So if we go like this, and like this, that gives us fourths. Which would be okay, and then if you wanted to, you could add on the 5th for 5 equal pieces. Or we could try and divide it within here. 1, 2, 3, 4. If everyone got, we'll say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 pieces, and so those are fifths. And how much does each person get? Each person gets 1. So that would be 1/5. Which would mean we also need to take off this S. So it's 1/5. Okay, you ready to go on to the homework? Do it with a partner and then move on to the exit ticket and upload it to Seesaw. Good luck breaking up wholes into equal parts using models.